Hey, what's going on? Aaron Goldsten here. And in this video, we're going to talk about the number one investment that you can make. This is the most powerful investment you can make in the world that will make you, it's guaranteed to make you the most amount of money more than any other investment. Warren Buffett, who is a multi-billionaire, says this is the best investment you can make. This will produce you a higher return on investment. Basically, that means it'll make you more money than anything else. Warren Buffett says the number one investment you can make is an investment in yourself. If you listen to lots of other self-improvement people, they say the same thing. Now, why is that? This is why. Because when you invest in yourself, you learn and you grow, and you get information and ideas that will change you so you will never be the same person again. There'll be people out there, so I know this guy, right? And he started a business and he invested in himself, doing what Warren Buffett said. And he actually messed up the business, and the business completely wiped him out, so he had no money coming in. In 1 year, he started growing the business again, and in 1 year, he was at the point his business was bringing in over $2 million a year. The next year, it was like 5 or 10 million. Because, guys, he invested in himself, he got the right information, the right tools, and the right strategies, so he was able to go from 0 to, well, 2 million a year in a very short period of time. That's what rich people do. Rich people invest in themselves, and if they have a business, they invest in their business. Sam Walton, all right, he's a guy that started Walmart. What he did is he'd been running like convenience stores for about 20 years. And he realized that there were other convenience stores that had a little bit lower prices than the convenience store he was working at. He went to the owner of the convenience store. He said, hey, look, if we lowered prices by like just a little bit, it would skyrocket our profits because more and more people would be coming in to buy. The owner of the convenience store didn't want to do it. So Sam Walton started his own business. He started Walmart. After a few years of starting Walmart and then becoming successful, he was presented with the opportunity to spend millions of dollars to buy a system, a program that was going to be used for Walmart. It was going to help calculate inventory and make his business run smoother. It was the millions of dollars, guys. And this was in the 1950s. So millions of dollars is a lot now. In the 1950s, millions of dollars would be the equivalent of like roughly $30 million today. He was talking to people about it, and they were saying, I don't know. This is a lot of money. I don't know if you should do it. Sam Walton said, we don't have the ability not to spend this money to get this program. Because Sam Walton knew the power of investing in his business. He invested in the program, and that's why Sam Walton died a multi-billionaire, a massively wealthy person. Poor and middle-class people, by the way, guys, they do the opposite of this. So what do? And this is kind of a common thing. Now listen, if you do this now, it's not your fault. You haven't gotten access to the right information yet. You don't know any better, right? But this is what I see the average person do. What the average person does, guys, is they'll go to work and they'll get a paycheck. And then they'll save up their paycheck for months and months, and they'll blow it on a vacation. Or they'll go get a house, or they'll go get a new car, right? Instead of buying a hoopty-doopty, and all a hoopty-doopty is, it's a car, it's 20 years old, it's got rust underneath it, it's got 3 tires on it, okay, it's got 4 tires on it. The door doesn't work, so you got to climb in through the passenger side, the windows are the roll-down windows, and it's a $500 car, right? What someone that wants to get rich will do is they will buy that car so they have the money that they would typically spend making payments on a new car. They have that money free to invest in themselves. All right? I did this myself. So what I did is I invested in myself, so I would take all the money I made. I lived really, really cheap. I had multiple hoopty-doopties. All right? I lived with my parents, so they kicked me out, and then I got an unrenovated apartment. And then I kept investing in myself, and I got to the point where I had a business going. This business was making me over $100,000 a year, and I was literally working about a half an hour a week. This is not the detail shop. This is another business, right? Now, what most people would have done, so check this out, guys. So this happened when I was, what age was the first age I made my 100 grand? I was like, it was like 21 or 22. I was like one or somewhere around there. So I was single, okay? I had no kids. I had no debt, okay? I was making 100 grand a year. So I could have very easily went out and I could have bought a nice car. I was living in a very cheap, unrenovated small apartment, okay? I could have went out and I could have gotten a new apartment, right? I mean, so I would take baths, right? And the thing, so you know there's the thing you flip up if you want to take a bath, right? So the bathtub was really small, so you know my legs are sticking out like, sticking out like that, right? But the thing, there's the thing, there's a thing you push up and it, makes it so the water fills up the bathtub. So that thing had a little thing underneath it, and you had to tighten it, or else the thing didn't have enough pressure and it'd fall back down. So I would take a bath and there would be a knife next to the bath because I'd have to tighten it every single day, right? So I could have gotten a newer apartment, right? I was making 100 grand a year, but I didn't. I spent that money and I tried to start some businesses and some of them failed, but I used that money to start other businesses. That's how I started the detail shop that ended up making a lot of money. Then I spent that money and I started going to seminars, all right? And I started buying programs. I started getting coaches. There was different programs that would teach me, kind of wealth hacks and wealth strategies, so I started investing in those. So instead of taking my money and buying stuff that was not going to make me any money, I took the money and I invested it into myself, right? And once you do this over and over again, you'll keep making more and more money to the point where once you're making so much money, you can basically buy anything you want to buy and you still have lots of money. I know a guy that did this. He was dead broke. He kept investing in himself and he started making money. He lived really cheap. He kept investing in himself. He's now at the point where he's worth over $500 million. $500 million. He's worth about $550 million. Now he's got Lamborghinis and Ferraris and Bugattis. He's got all the shit, right? He lives in the tallest building in the world, and he bought 2 levels of the tallest building in the world. I think it was like $200 million is what he spent for it, right? But he did that because he kept investing in himself, and the money kept compounding, right? So it kept expanding. See, that's the key, guys. You want to invest in yourself. And you keep investing in yourself over and over again, and eventually you'll just kind of get it, right? You'll get it. You'll be able to make lots of money in pretty much everything and anything you do. You'll be able to grow your money very quickly. It'll keep compounding, and you'll get to the point to where you're making, you might think $50,000 a year is a lot. You might think $100,000 a year is a lot. You keep doing this and keep investing in yourself, guys, you will get to the point where you're making millions of dollars a year. $10 million a year. And then if you're making, let's say you're making $10 million a year, you could take $3 million of it, go below it, do whatever it is you want. You can live a pretty good life on $3 million a year, okay? And then you still have that $7 million a year that you're investing in yourself, and your money keeps growing and compounding. That's what I want to get from you. That's what I want you guys to understand from this video. Investing in yourself is the best investment that you can make. That could be investing in programs like Sam Walton did. That could be just investing in information. And sometimes you can get free investments, right? So it's like, I got a bunch of YouTube videos out there. So, maybe there's someone watching this and they decide to spend a little time each day going on YouTube, watching the different videos that I got out there, right? They're free. You can go watch them for free. They're all on YouTube. I'm consistently putting new videos out there. So if you haven't subscribed, make sure you go subscribe too. Okay? But that information is free, but that's still an investment because you're investing some time to get that information, allowing yourself the opportunity to get that information will start to change who you are. It changes how you think. By changing how you think, it changes the actions you take and the way you move about the world. And that is really the key to getting rich, because then you start doing the things rich people do, and by doing that, you will become rich and you will be able to live the life you want to live because you'll have the money to do so. That's what I got for you guys. Hopefully you guys got a ton of value from this video, and if you're watching this on YouTube. Not sure where you're watching this, but if you're watching this on YouTube, make sure you go subscribe to my channel because I'm consistently putting out more videos similar to this, teaching you free money-making wealth hacks that you can watch for free and you can use to, start making more money and really get massively rich. What I've done is I've taken all the stuff that I've learned about how to get wealthy and I condense it down. So one of the things I might do is I might read a book. The book takes 20 hours to read. Well, I'll make a video that's 5 to 10 minutes that will have the essence, the most important parts of that book. So in 5 to 10 minutes, you can get what would take you 20 hours to get, and you can have that information, you can put it in your brain, and once you learn something, guys, it's there forever. You can't unlearn something. That's the power of investing in yourself. Once you learn something, once you get it, it's in your brain forever. You can't ever unlearn it, and that's how you start to change who you are from the inside out and become massively rich in a very short period of time.